Good evening, everyone. Here we will be updating our progress in the 11th week. We will cover the summary of our business plan. Before we jump into our company, we would like to give out some facts currently happening. In 2019, Indonesia produced almost 6.1 million tons of fishes, are the third largest producent in the world. But sadly, the consume rate haven't even reached 60 kilo per capita in 2020. This of course due to many aspects. One of it is the marine product has complicated supply chain and the lack of infrastructure such as means of transportation. And even in some region, their consumption rate is higher than the production rate in that particular area. Also, if they want to get it from another region, marine products do not have long time to be stored. With all these known facts, Indonesia is urgently need fast mode of transportation that focus on delivering marine products. And here where we came into the play, introducing you, Aglis, where we fly the sea you deserve. Aglis Air Cargo is a middle-mile service cargo airline which focuses on delivering marine products and general goods. Aglis has its vision statement as we believe to spread sustainable marine products for everyone as leading air cargo airlines focusing in transporting marine goods. And with its mission statement to maximize Indonesia marine potential and fulfill its locals' need through fast air cargo delivery. With all being said, Aglis has six values we hold. We believe in giving our customer the best service we can give and prioritize our customers' needs for transporting goods. Punctual, affordable, reliable, and responsible is keys in our promise of giving the best services. We also offer large volume compared to the competitors' belly cargo. Our organization structure consists of board commissioner, executive secretary, 6 chief officer, 16 and 16 vice president. CEO work as the face of the company and the highest decision maker. COO deals with day-to-day or flight-to-flight affairs. CFO in charge for financial. CMO works with potential route and revenue management, also marketing through commercial way. CTO deals with aircraft and technology that support Aglis. CHRO is in charge for personnel, legal, and quality affairs. Now, we will talk about how the industry of air cargo is happening. According to Porter, there are five forces that driven the industry. Those forces are threat of the new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitute products, and rivalry among existing competitors. In air cargo, these five forces also applied. With the loosen up law through Omnibus Law in 2020, to enter air cargo become more easier. Hence, the threat of new entrants relatively moderate. For bargaining power of suppliers, because the suppliers of aircraft is duopoly and the fuel price is very hard to control, it is considered high. With many options in the market to send goods, it is easier to buy and to change option. Hence, the bargaining power of buyer is considered high also. The substitute for sending large amount of marine product in fast manner is unlikely, hence the threat of substitute product is low, but the rivalry among existing competitor is quite high.
So for the next one, I'm going to cover about the PSA analysis. PSA consists of political, economic, social, technology, legal, and environment. For the political one, Aglis is indirectly supported by the government. The government directive to increase the local marine product consumption, which leads to a higher demand for the marine products. Um, the directive is Gemar Ikan. The second one, the economics. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it slowed down the worldwide economy. Hopefully, with the presence of the company Aglis Air Cargo, we can build back the economics of Indonesia. For the third one, the social, the target market of Aglis Air Cargo is directed to the place where the production of maritime product is overflowing, and we hope to transport the products to where the demand of the maritime product is high. The fourth one is the technology. We want to implement technology in Aglis Air Cargo to provide simplicity and security for our customers, which we provide with live tracking of the cargo. The fifth one is the legal. The many regulation of air travel will become a challenge for us to overcome in order for our company to thrive. And the last one, environment. Sulawesi, where Aglis plans to base on, has a very strong maritime industry, whereas on the other areas such as Java is quite weak, thus creating an opportunity for us as a cargo company to deliver product from one place to another.
After understanding the industry, we can see how Aglis positioned itself through SWOT analysis. Aglis has strength of affordable price and focusing on marine product, and support with the opportunity of high demand and supply of marine product in Indonesia and government's movement of Gemar Ikan. However, as a newcomer, this become Aglis' weakness, and the threat of existing air freight and sea transportation modes serving the market is there. Now, the SWOT analysis then process into TOS analysis. With strength and opportunities, the high supply and demand, hence there are many customers, and with the affordable price that Aglis offer means Aglis will be one of the consideration for delivering the marine product. Because Aglis focus in marine product, the potential for government collaborating with Aglis through Gemar Ikan movement is high. Through weakness and opportunities, even though Aglis is new in the industry, with high demand and supply in marine product, also indirectly due to the Gemar Ikan movement, Aglis potentially will still able to grab the market and grow exponentially in the existing industry. Through strength and threat, with affordable and more focused target, Aglis will be able to compete with the competitor. Now, with the weakness and threat, even though as a newcomer in high competing environment, this can be tackled by focusing on niche market and high potential market, or in this case is the marine product market.
Okay, next I will present about the market analysis of Aglis Air. Based on KKP database, here are the mapping of fish production and consumption by province in Indonesia. The one highlighted with green means that province has a large production of fish, and on the other hand, the one indicates in red color means that the province has the high consumption of fish. Here on the right side, we can see the top, the net daily fish production and net daily fish consumption by province. We can see uh, that Sumatera Selatan, Sulawesi Utara, and Sumatera Barat has the top three contributor to fish production in Indonesia. And on the other hand, on the bottom side of the table, we can see that Jawa Timur, Jawa Tengah, and Banten have the largest fish demand. With this data, Air wants to deliver marine products from province with high production to province with high consumption. After several analyses, Air comes out with this four rotation plan as follows. On rotation 1, we start from Palembang, then to Surabaya, Cengkareng, PKY, back to Cengkareng, and back to Palembang. And on rotation 2, we start from MDC to SRG to KDA to PNK and back to MDC. And from rotation 3, we start from Ternate to KNO to PKU, BDO, and back to Ternate. And on rotation 4, we start from LOP, TBK, AMQ, CGK, and back to LOP. We realized that there are also other airlines served on our routes or rotation. Hence, this table illustrate the capacity share of Aglis Air. On the first year, Aglis capacity share is very low at 1%. I'm sorry, at 10%. But on the following year, as our marketing plan taken into account, we can increase our capacity share until we reach 80% at around year 2025. And this graph shows the tonnage cargo carried by Aglis Air. To get this data, we simply multiply our capacity share with the total tonnage in the market. And for the assumption, we assume that there is an increasement of 10% in the cargo demand.
Here is our service strategy.
So for the goods journey, it consists of 5 phases. The first one is pre-journey. Next is pre-flight, and then flight, post-flight, and post-journey. For the pre-journey, it consists of the sales representative, the marketing agent, the dedicated account for reservation, website, call center, and insurance. As for the pre-flight, it consists of cargo lounge, cargo service center, and the notification of cargo handling. For the flight phase, we provide the customer with real-time tracking of the cargo, and for the post-flight, we have the notification upon arrival of the cargo and another cargo service center. And for the post-journey, we have a loyalty program and a partnership program. And for the pre-journey, it marks the initial process of becoming Aglis Air customers. For the sales representative, it is a way for customers to reach out to us for sending their goods. And the marketing agent is offering the customers with Aglis Air cargo services. And for reservation account, it is to ease the customer that Aglis will have reservation system through account. And the next one is website. It is to make Aglis easier to find and much more reachable to new and existing customers. For the call center, it offers the customers with service over the phone to help with information regarding Aglis' operations or the customer's problem. And last, the insurance, it offers the customer additional protection for all their shipments. And the next one is pre-flight. It is the step where the customer is served with various services. It consists of cargo lounge. It is a facility that gives an ease for and comfort in accessibility of goods drop and pickup for Aglis. The next one is cargo service center. It is a booth outside the airport to ease the transaction and reservation. As well, it services as information center. And the third one, the notification of cargo handling. The customers will receive notification when their goods has passed the regulated agent and will be loaded into the aircraft with the cargo handling team. And for the flight phase, it consists of the real-time tracking where the customers can track their goods movement in aircraft on Aglis application. And the fourth one, the post-flight, concludes what happens after the aircraft has landed at the destination. The first one is the notification upon arrival. It is to ensure the customers that their goods has arrived at the destination, and our website is used as the platform to inform the customers. And there's another cargo service center where we guarantee that we will take full responsibility upon our customers' goods. If it gets lost or damaged, we will give a compensation accordingly based on the insurance status. And as for the last one, we have the post journey. The post journey is designed to make the customers keep coming back to our services. We have two programs, which is the loyalty and partnership program. The loyalty one is we will use a point system for the loyalty program, where at some point the user will be able to redeem for some of the rewards we have available. And for the partnership program, if the customer has been constantly using our service and satisfied, we will offer them the partnership program where it will benefit both sides.
Next, we go to Aglis' marketing strategy. Aglis' marketing strategies uses a 7P marketing mix as a foundation. First, with our core product as an airline transporting fish and general cargo through air transport, we are customer-centric, where the relationship between the customers with the company is essential. Second, we offer various promotions to first-timers and loyal customers as a way to receive a consistent number of orders from them. Third, the pricing we offer would not be expensive, but wouldn't be the cheapest either, just affordable and accordingly with the high-quality service we aim to give. The base of the prices we set is to cover the cost that is required to run the entire operation. Fourth, the places where our services will be accessible in is the website or application that we make, or a cargo reservation system. These two become Aglis' distribution channels. Fifth, the people involved in our marketing will be first, friendly and knowledgeable customer service workers coming from our side. We will also need to work with event collaborators, such as the committee holding the events that we will be sponsoring for, and also the public citizens, since they will become the participants of the competition we hold or events that we take part of. Sixth, the process covers the service strategy touchpoints that has been mentioned in the previous section. Most process tends to be done online, while in-person interactions may take place where customers drop or pick up their cargo in the airport. Finally, the physical evidence that interconnects with the process is the two digital platforms with sleek and clean design, yet informative and comforting for the users. We also would have real-life events and must maintain a clean working area in the airport to keep the process steady. Next, this chart shows the distribution channel of a cargo airline in general, or at least how Aglis plans to distribute its services. We as a supplier have only two channels for freight forwarders to order our service, which is through cargo reservation or booking system and through the application or web that we have made. Cargo reservation system acts as a global distribution system for cargo airlines, where freight forwarders can order our services firstly by checking our flight schedules in accordance with the routes they need and the prices we offer. One dominant field that Aglis will conduct marketing on is the internet. First, Aglis will make its own website and application as a medium to connect the company with both our potential and confirmed customers. These two platforms contain information describing Aglis' profile and covering operation aspects such as pricing, routes, and scheduling. For those who want to confirm in ordering our services require an official account where they are able to make orders and track it. Freight forwarders may also contact us regarding their existing orders or ask questions regarding our services as potential customers. We will use three main channels on the internet to help expand the company's popularity. As mentioned earlier, we will register Aglis to an online cargo reservation system as an additional way for freight forwarders to know our existence. Search engine marketing is also another advertising technique that we take, where Aglis' name will be put on top of the search list as another way to gain popularity by tagging particular keywords. We also have a more direct approach, which is by sending email newsletters that introduces us and offer interesting promotions to potential customers, where we will use platforms such as RocketReach to find the appropriate freight forwarders. Other than digital marketing, We plan to take part in crowded events as another way to increase Aglis' name popularity. First, we will hold contests that involves fish, which is a fishing competition, and ikan hias competition. Through this, we hope that serious fishermen may know our company's existence, hoping that in the end they will recommend freight forwarders to use our services. Second, Aglis plans to be sponsors of reputable big events such as marathons and sports competitions. As part of our promotion, we have two ways of offering special promos. First is the loyalty program called Teman Aglis for customers who has ordered our services frequently and that they will be offered interesting benefits based on their tier. The loyalty program is divided into three levels, with gold as the highest, silver in the middle, and bronze as the lower tier. There are a variety of price discounts and slot reservations that can be received by the loyal customers. This is also another way for us to put in interest to them so they will keep using our services, especially constantly in a period of time so their tier would not expire. There is also point system offered for the customers registered with membership. They will collect points on the dollars they spend, and once a certain amount of points has been collected, members can trade the points into discounts, also based on tier.
This table shows the price comparison between Garuda Indonesia, Lion Air, and Aglis Air Cargo. The prices were taken on the 1st of November 2021. The pricing for each of our routes is determined using cost and revenue calculations in order to bring in profits in the long run. And this causes us to not be the cheapest on several of the routes we operate on. Aglis is the cheapest option for air freight per kilogram for 10 out of the 17 routes served. To consider which aircraft we would use in our fleet, first we need to define the constraints and performance requirements for the aircraft. The requirements are based on the range capabilities and the ability to land and take off on all of the airports in our routes. Lastly, the aircraft needs to exceed the longest daily flight hour on our rotations. The shortest airport runway on our route is in BDO or Bandung with a runway length of 2,250 meters. Then, the farthest distance of the aircraft needs to travel between 2 points is from TTE to KNO with a range of 3,182 kilometers. And the longest rotation flight hour is on rotation 4 with a total of 11.24 hours a day. Thus, the three parameters above becomes the requirements for aircraft consideration. Based on the requirements above and the cost analysis which will be explained in the following segments, the Airbus A321P2F is chosen, since it ticks all of the boxes needed to serve our routes with its maximum range of 3,800 kilometers, which is longer than the farthest route in our rotation. Then it also has a takeoff distance of only 2,180 meters, which is lower than BDO's runway of 2,250 meters. Lastly, it is able to fly daily for more than 11.24 hours before hitting its daily limits. So the Airbus A321P2F is a fitting aircraft to serve our routes. This image shows what our aircraft livery would look like, which has all the characters of Aglis Air Cargo as a company with a color scheme, logo, and also an Indonesian flag to show our nation of origin. To schedule our crew rotation, these are the steps that we took. First, we need to define the constraints that we cannot exceed with reference from CASR 121, which are maximum flight hour and duty hour, which are 9 hours and 14 hours. Then the minimum rest hour of 9 hours has to be taken into account too. Lastly, the time constraint for 2 pilot crew for 7 consecutive days, monthly, and yearly has to be considered in order to be able to find the minimum crew needed to serve our routes. Then, the next step is to find the minimum crew needed. This is done in order to find the smallest amount of crew needed but still abide to the regulations of maximum flight hours. This is done by summing the flight hours of each rotation for daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly, then is divided by the time constraint defined before the largest number is rounded up to find the minimum crew sets needed. For rotation 1, the minimum crew set needed is only 3 crew sets. For rotation 2 to 4, the minimum crew set needed is 4 crew sets. The total crew set that Aglis needs to operate on these routes is a grand total of 15 crew sets, or 30 pilots and co-pilots. Then the next step, after finding out how many crew sets are needed for each route, is to arrange these crews into scheduled rotations. This is done to have a regular schedule and is divided equally in order to utilize each crew set effectively. Some things are taken into account as well, such as how to minimize crew accommodation when away from their home base in order to reduce costs. Crew rotations for cargo airlines are usually in unison with the flight scheduling. Then, the final step is to check whether the schedule is actually feasible or not. This is done by final checking if the sum value for flight hour for each crew set is over the limit set by the regulation. Then, new constraints have to be taken into account as well, such as airport operating hours. If we schedule flights that arrive outside of the airport operating hours, this is not feasible, so flight and crew scheduling also has to check for airport if the rotation is feasible. Next, these tables show the crew rotation pattern and the utilization of each crew set. In the first table on the left, it is shown that the average annual utilization for each crew set does not exceed the maximum yearly limit of 1,050 flight hours per pilot, and it also shows where the pilots are residing for each crew set. On our first rotation, the total flight hour daily is less than 8 hours, so it is possible to use only one crew set for one day for one rotation. Then, for each day, the crew set swaps to number 2 and 3, then the cycle continues. For rotation 2, the first aircraft leaves MDT until it reaches KDI with the first crew set. Then with the second crew set it returns back to MDT. This pattern also applies to rotation 3 and 4. This happens because the total rotation flight hour exceeds 9 hours, which is the maximum flight hour per day for a 2-pilot crew. 4 crew sets are stationed in reserve in case of unusual occurrences, and for each rotation, 1 crew set is placed in the start of the rotation.
Finally, we discuss Aglis' financial plan. Starting from the company's cost structure, the pie chart shown on the left shows the contribution by the direct costs, indirect costs, and ownership costs taken from the average of all the routes we operate. It is shown that ownership costs contribute the largest amount at 73.38%, which the details of ownership costs are shown on the right pie chart. Here, risk cost gives the highest contribution on how much ownership costs are, with a value of 84.3%. Next, the direct cost pie chart shown on the left presents that fuel cost gives the highest contribution at 44.3%, followed by flight fuel costs at 34.5%. Meanwhile, in indirect costs, maintenance overhead costs puts in the largest contribution at 69.38%. Here, the revenue and costs from Aglis Air Cargo throughout 10 years use the assumption that in year 2023 until 2027, the revenue is based on Aglis market share demand that could be carried. For year 2028 until 2030, it is assumed that there is an increase of revenue by 2% per year, and for year 2031 until 2032, it is assumed that the revenue will not increase due to a saturated market. From the total cost per year bar chart, we can see that in year 2027, there is a decrease in cost spent because Aglis doesn't have an additional aircraft to its fleet at 2027, which means there is no lease deposit to be input since it has been paid in the first 4 years, and that, in each year, there is only one payment done. In the previous slide, we have shown the calculation for the incoming 10 years, and not 5 years. If calculations are limited to the first 5 years, the NPV will still be negative. And that is why we need to look further ahead whether our company will still be profitable or not. It can be seen that in this table, after 10 years of operations, Aglis finally reached a profit at approximately $1 million. With the calculated cash flow for the first 10 years of operation, the net profit margin value per year can be obtained, shown in the right bar chart. Here the NPM value is positive at the 5th year with a margin of about 10% until the 10th year of operation.
Now we will discuss about the 5-year plan. Here's tabulated Aglis' plan into the next 5 years through Gantt chart. Aglis divided these 5 years into 4 stages of developing. Each stage represents the 4 rotations that will be served. The stage start with research and development. All the stages start with the research and development, cost planning, procurement, legal affairs and partnership, marketing and promotion, operation, and last but not least, the feedback collecting. However, in the first year, we will have soft opening first to understand and capture the market interest. This figure illustrates the 5 year plan for the fleet. Using A321P2F to cover the existing demand, all stages through the 5 years needs only one aircraft. We also choose only one type of aircraft to make the maintenance easier. We would like to say thank you to all the lecturer for listening and watching our presentation. Any feedback, comment, question, and suggestion are welcome.